Hi there, you're welcome and you're watching Discussion on the Couch here on Baswell GH. Don't forget to follow us on our social media platform on YouTube, Facebook and Instagram. I go by the name Esther Spines. Today I have with me lovely guests who will be joining in today's discussion. A very healthy and interesting topic on board. Let's go for a short commercial break. When we're back, we'll continue. Welcome back to Discussion on the Couch here on Baswell GH. I am Esther Spines and will be your host for today. Topic on board. Is it healthy to stay in contact with your ex? What do you think about that? Today I have with me
Zenas
and
Esther,
who would be joining in today's discussion. Welcome guys.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
Fine.
thank you very much.
Okay, so straight on to today's topic on board. Is it healthy to stay in contact with your ex? Esther, what do you think about that? What's your perspective on that?
I don't think it's healthy for a number of reasons, because X is X, and I don't know what kind of conversation you would want to have. If you wanted to still be in communication, then you shouldn't have left in the first place, because it can be very harmful to the new relationship.
Okay.
That's what I think.
But don't you think your ex can still be your friend?
It's not safe. I think it's not safe.
So you should cut that communication.
Not the person is not your enemy,
Okay.
but there should be some level of communication. It should be as much as possible very minimal.
Okay.
Very, very minimal. You're not enemies though, but there's no reason to be in constant communication with your ex.
Okay.
That's what I think.
Okay. Zenas, what do you think about that?
I would agree with her, but I should think that it's not a matter of a yes or no answer. First of all, there should be a reason, okay, why both partners, are no longer together. The reason why they are not together should say a lot, because if a relationship ended up where both partners agree that we should go our way, I don't see anything wrong with still being friends, but there should be boundaries and limits. You don't go extreme. Yeah, so we are not enemies, but it's healthy, but you should set boundaries. That's what I think about that.
You should set boundaries. What are those boundaries?
For instance, you are in a new relationship, normal with your ex, and your ex calls you, tells you, I want us to meet in a hotel and have a conversation. I don't think that is safe. So we set boundaries, like preventing this kind of meetings, okay, meeting in a hotel, having conversation. That is what I mean by some of the boundaries you should set. Okay, you should meet in an open place, not in a place like a hotel. Okay, yeah, that is what I mean by that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Esther.
I think I have a question for you.
Okay.
Okay, so if your ex asks you to meet with a couple of friends, it's an open place anyway.
Okay.
Okay, would you go?
Yes, I would go.
Okay,
Yeah.
so what if she has an ulterior motive? You can be in an open space and the person can still talk you into doing something else.
Like?
Have you heard of, if I may,
Sure.
have you heard of Lai Momo? Yes, so those things, this is the person you've been with for a long time.
Okay.
You're very familiar with the person. The person knows your weaknesses and knows what to say to get what.
Okay.
Do you get it? I'm not saying, for me, I'm not saying that you cut communication completely.
Okay.
But it should be very, very minimal. Of course, what you said is true. There are certain circumstances that it's quote unquote healthy to be in communication with your ex, but it's a gray area. It's not something that's common.
I agree with what she's saying, that it's not common, but it doesn't mean that you guys shouldn't be. I mean, you should set boundaries. You shouldn't be too close like you were at first because you've moved on. Okay, but once a while you can check up, hello, hi. But you should set boundaries. It all depends on you, the person. Okay, if you're in contact, you just make sure you set limits into the conversation. You don't go extreme. Okay, that is what I mean by that.
So, if you're communicating with your ex, do you think your current would really bother your current relationship? Do you think your current boyfriend or girlfriend would have a problem with it?
Yes, your current relationship, that is your boyfriend or a girlfriend, can have a problem if you don't open up to him or her. Okay, there are instances where people have moved on and they are still in contact with their exes, but they make it known to the current partner that my ex is still in contact with me. He checks up on me and that, but we are not that close like we were at first. And if he gets to understand, I think it's okay. But if you don't open up to him or her, you guys are going extreme and he finds out, it's not going to be a good story.
So do you think your current boyfriend would have a problem with it if you're in touch with your ex, like your friend, to talk to the person? Hello, how are you doing? I'm fine. Can we go for a program together? Do you think he's going to have a problem with it?
Yes, he is.
He will.
He's going to have a problem.
Oh.
Well, definitely it depends on the kind of communication you're having.
Okay.
The time you're having the communication.
Wow.
What it is about. And the more reason the communication anyway. But you see, human beings are naturally jealous. Okay. If I am with you, it is you. I don't want anybody interfering. Why should I even go out with my ex?
Okay.
You don't start something. You don't see fire and walk into it. You get it? So personally, I would not.
Okay.
That my ex will call me, let's go here, let's do this. I would have to avoid it. Because if it's me, if let's say the table's 10, I would not be happy.
Okay.
And I wouldn't expect that the person I'm in a relationship with will do that. So it's a no for me.
Okay.
We are not enemies, but no.
So this is the case where you find yourself in a different relationship. Let's talk about the aspect where you don't find yourself in a relationship. You're still single after the person is no more with you, and you still love the person, and you're still in communication with him, and you know the love is still there. Do you think you can still come back together in any way?
That is possible, but the question is, what were the circumstances for the breakup?
Okay.
What was the reason?
So let's say
If the reason was
you guys
not-
had an understanding, it was an agreement, but then it happens you want to still come back.
Agreement that we are separating for some time.
Okay, for instance, my father is not in agreement. He doesn't agree on our relationship together. So that's been the case. Let's break up. But then time goes on, and then your father is like, okay, fine, I'm okay with it. She can come in.
That is perfectly okay. Okay, there's no maybe there are no bad experiences. There's no issues of abuse or anything, cheating or anything. This is a very, for me, I think it's a reason to go back. Okay, if there's that understanding.
So if the person dumps you and it happens, you still love the person, would you go back?
Dumps.
Yes.
Love.
Yes.
Love is not enough.
Okay.
For me, love is not an enough reason to stick to a man. Because some people will say love is a feeling. It's more. So I think that maybe it depends on the understanding of love. Okay, love entails a lot. It's a lot of things. So if you are just saying you love me and you don't act it, then there's no reason.
Okay.
You get. You can't just tell me you love me and then I just follow you. No, I need to see it. I need to feel it. Love is a verb. As simple as that. It's a verb. It's an action word. If you cannot act it, then go your way. Let me stay my somewhere. As simple as that.
So aside love, what else is enough to make you go back to the person?
You see, I said it's a verb. Act it. It involves a lot. Let's say, for instance, let me use finance, money.
Okay.
It's a very crucial thing in a relationship. Let's say I need money. I'm with you and I need money, and I'm not the type that is able to ask for money, and I come out of my way to ask you for money. You don't give me the first time. Okay, maybe I assume that you don't have at that time, and it becomes something that reoccurs. Okay, this is not somebody you should stay with. No, it is not because you are being with the person because of money, but clearly this person doesn't care enough. You get it? Because it means that this person will not go out and say, oh, I saw this nice thing, I bought it for you. Or take this money, buy anything you want. Or even take care of the house. Because letting go of money with such a person is difficult.
Okay.
So these are some of the things I would personally look at. Okay. I have friends, male friends, who just be there, oh, I saw this, I bought it for you. You see, and you see that this person thinks about you.
Yeah.
It is not just about saying, I love you. There are people who are just responsible. They think about you. And I went to a shop. Oh, I think that you need groceries. I bought it for you. But the person who claims he loves you doesn't even do that. So these two men, would you say that because of love? I believe in love. I really do. But let's compare these two men. Would you say that because I love this person, I'll go and marry him and suffer? Mensa Witabel said something. If you realize that falling in love, you are suffering, stand in love.
Okay. Thank you. Zenas, what do you have to say about that?
You see, the reason why I said that, people break up for many reasons, okay? For instance, you are going out with a person and later on you find out that you guys are not compatible. What I mean by compatible is that maybe your blood group, it doesn't match, and therefore you guys have to part your ways. It doesn't mean that you've moved on, she's moved on. It doesn't mean that you should not, check up on her or like have conversations with her. It didn't happen on a bad note. It's just that because of the blood group, you guys couldn't be together because you could end up bringing up a child who will be sickle cell. Okay, so that are some of the reasons why I say it's not that bad based on the reason why you break up. You can't be in contact with a partner who abused you in the past and still be in contact with him or her. So the reason should really play a role, okay, in being in contact with your ex. That is what I think.
So what would you want to tell people out there who are still in contact with your ex?
First of all, I would like to let them, I want to know their motives. Or if
probably they don't have, they didn't break up on the bad, they broke up on the bad note,
okay,
but then they're still in contact with each other. What do you have to tell someone like that?
I broke up on a bad note. For example, maybe abuse. I don't think.
Let's put abuse aside.
Let's put abuse aside. Cheating. Why should you be in contact with your partner or ex who cheated on you?
The guy cheated and the girl has forgiven, but then not that she's going back, but she's still in contact with her.
Okay, it's okay, but it should be minimal. It shouldn't be. You should set boundaries. If it's hello, hi, how you doing, fine. But if it goes extremely then I'm afraid. Okay, yeah, I'm afraid.
I watched a movie, I think yesterday or 2 days ago,
Yeah.
and these it was a male and a female, and they were in university together, and the girl had a boyfriend. They all knew, but the other guy had a crush on the girl. Okay, the girl didn't think in those lines. After many years, the girl married, has a daughter, and then this guy traced where the girl was, came to work in the girl's firm, okay, and started pursuing the lady. And it was a very nice gesture he started with. It was very slow, very subtle, but he knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
So he invites her for lunch. They go, and then later, let's go for dinner. And then she goes, and then at the dinner they started dancing. They almost had sex. Okay, so you see, we can't read people's mind. We can't. We don't know anybody's motive. So as much as possible, avoid. For your own safety. You get it? This lady didn't think that something like this will happen, because she began talking. They had a few drinks. She began talking, and then she started talking about the problems she's having in a marriage. So the guy had an upper hand. Okay, so it was like she was vulnerable. So the guy took advantage. And then later, but the fortunate thing is, the lady was able to tell the husband that we did this, we almost had sex. But the guy went ahead and almost killed the family because he still wanted the woman. You get it? So in this situation, what if he avoided, let's go for lunch, I'm not going. Because it always starts from somewhere. Before you realize you are in it, let's go for lunch, I'm busy, I can't go. When he persists, let him know that me and you, we can't do anything like that.
Okay.
You get it? You set the premise. Let the person know where you stand. You want to come back, okay. Well, that's what you think. You think this time will work. I'm not interested. Okay. I have moved on. I can't go anywhere with you. I can't go to party with you. I can't go for a wedding with you. Somebody say, Kojami Yenko wedding. I won't go. Okay. I can't go. Let's not start. Because it always starts from somewhere. Sure. Let's not start until stay your somewhere. Let me be you are gone. Just be gone.
You are gone. Just be gone. Give us the last word. So.
Concerning saying in a relation or being in contact with your ex, it's a very sensitive issue, okay? But if you've moved on with your new partner, I think you should stay with your partner, okay? Have a less communication with your ex and be with your partner to have a very fruitful relationship. That's what I would say.
Have a less communication with your ex and stay in your current relationship. Make sure you save your current relationship and it doesn't calm down. I go by the name Esther Spines. You can still send in your comments on our YouTube platform and also follow us on our social media platform. Thank you for staying with us.